Welcome back. We're going to revisit a topic we go to quite a bit on Breaking the News: artificial intelligence. You all know it's advancing at a lightning fast pace. And right now, a group of educators in our state and national experts are holding meetings to discuss what that means for schools and students. It's called the AI for Minnesota Summit, and Kent went to day one this afternoon. Take it from here, Kent.
Yeah, day one of two, Jana. We are far beyond the teachers trying to police AI chatbots being used to write essays here. In the past few years, AI has become embedded in everyday life and a required part of many professions. And that is forcing our teachers, schools, state, and country to really dig in and examine the good and the bad.
St. Cloud's Apollo High School is a fitting setting to discuss one of the biggest new frontiers for humanity.
Students are afraid. They're afraid for their own future, and so am I.
Apollo teacher Matthew Stockinger is talking about AI and everything that comes with it.
The ecological concerns, the concerns about harming student learning, the concerns about screen time, all of that stuff matters. District 742 and us teachers, we are absolutely grappling with those things.
We would be doing our students an injustice if we held it at arm's length.
St. Cloud Superintendent Laurie Putnam says that's also how the AI for Minnesota Alliance began.
The very first conference, we were lucky to top 100.
This year, it's brought in more than 200 educators and at least 100 administrators and policymakers.
I think one of the most important steps that school leaders need to do is to set guidance and policy around AI use in a school district.
And say, okay, what are our goals?
And they're getting input from national experts.
The value of collecting more evidence.
Chris Agnew is the managing director of the AI Hub for Education at Stanford University. And he says separating fact from fiction with generative AI is difficult.
Evidence is really thin. As an example, there is not one high-quality causal study based on U.S. K-12 students using AI that exists right now. Let's evaluate the tool.
He says the good international studies out there have mixed results.
When students have AI, outcomes improve. When you take AI away, the results are really mixed, and it can sometimes see an erosion of outcomes.
But he says there's one big area of promise.
Saving teachers time for lesson planning with no loss of quality, teachers getting better feedback. So real downstream impacts for students, but when it's only teachers that are using the AI.
Uses of AI that can make me more efficient as a teacher, those help students.
Matthew says that's where AI gives him hope.
I have classes where I have students who struggle to read, and in the same classroom I have students who would absolutely be successful at collegiate level academics right now in the same classroom. With AI, I can take my lessons and I can differentiate my content fast.
And he says it's likely even more critical than ever in this new frontier.
We still need to create the problem solvers of the future because, if anything, AI is a magnifier and an accelerator. Those problems are going to come at us bigger and faster than ever before. We need human intelligence now more than we ever have.
That's what makes today important. These discussions aren't just happening in a vacuum. The Minnesota School Boards Association and the Minnesota Department of Education are sponsors of this summit, and so are several Minnesota universities that train teachers. And the AI guidelines that St. Cloud developed with its own teachers and parents, well, that's now the model for the framework just rolled out by the state. Jana.
That's pretty cool. And to me, I want to take a positive from this, because seeing how many people were there, you pointed out how many as opposed to the last time, means that they know that this is here. They know that they have to address it. So they want to learn.
They do want to learn. And keep in mind, this is big for taxpayers. Every day, school districts right now are being told by AI companies, invest in our software because it'll help. But they need to find the evidence so that they make smart decisions.
Yeah, I don't want to rush into technology. There's so much already.